Hello dear friends, today's topic is inside of the book naming debugging TypeScript applications. Author is Andrey Ozornin. Publisher is Pragmatic Bookshelf 2026. The book is very fresh this year, and the rest you can pause and read. First of all, I want to thank the Pragmatic Bookshelf. It joined our book loving community and allowed me to use their books as a present them as a book inside my website or YouTube if you watch from there, and also provide me with recension example, the book, and so on. I want to thank them allowance to use some visual evidence from within the book to be more precise about the subject of the book. It is very valuable to use visual evidence. Some publisher doesn't allow because of copyright, but this one has allowed me. I'm thanking them, and I hope in future we get further and further and deepen cooperation with them. I'm since 2005 a software developer, and I've used some of their books, and they are simple, understandable, and good books. Okay, let us begin the journey. First thing first, background images are from me, not from books. Second, at the last step, at the end, I would show you 1 minute my application, because my website has much more possibility than YouTube. It depends on you, you can choose it. But last slide. Let us begin the journey. First, two educational side, a little bit refreshing. Then, if you don't like it, you can jump to the original book. If not, it's a little bit information, not bad. I recommend you to hear it. Debugging is not only an emergency reaction after something breaks. In modern web software, debugging is the discipline of turning confusing behavior into observable evidence. The book's opening idea is strong because it treats debugging as a core engineering skill. The developer learns to understand a system, reduce uncertainty, and protect the user experience. The limitation is that this first framing is motivational rather than procedural. So the practical value begins when the book moves into browser tools, error messages, and reproducible failure. There are some abbreviation, maybe just interesting for you. Actually, these terms are useful because the book moves from local browser errors to team level bug decisions, and finally to production observability. TypeScript and JavaScript describe the code environment. DevTools is the main inspection workplace. RCA and RICE move the discussion from tools to judgment. Why did the issue happen, and how urgent is it? CI, sentry, logs, and traces belong to the later message of the book. Reliable software should explain its failure before the user has to suffer through them. From here start the original book. Debugging TypeScript application is a compact, practical guide for developers who ship JavaScript or TypeScript to browsers. Its strength is focus. It doesn't try to be a full TypeScript language manual or a broadened software reliability encyclopedia. The book is roughly 550 pages. I'm not sure. Roughly less than 150 pages. 146 pages on the PDF. It is very thin. Actually, it cannot have everything. You should be honest and fair. It is not 1,000 pages, 150 pages. Cannot have everything. But as a programmer who are hurry to reach to the result, I think it is fair good. For the people who want very deep knowledge, and they should buy some books that are specialized in this subject. And for the people like me, I don't have time or don't have the interest to read 1,000 pages to get to the point. Nowadays, nobody have it that much time. Okay, that's why this book is very ideal. Have I explained everything? Yes, not yet. It teaches the developer debugging path, read the error, reproduce the issue, inspect runtime state, prioritize the work, and make failures visible in production. Its limitation is also clear. Developers looking for deep back-end observability, distributed trace theory, or advanced TypeScript type system design will need other resources. It is very clear. First, visual evidence. Visual evidence are places from the book which I pick from somewhere in the book, very shortly analyze it to give a feeling about the content. It helps the viewer not to buy in a black box. And the publisher who allow it is their advantage, because for me it's more work. But for them, the people would trust more the books that know a little bit about the content. How does it look like? How is it structured? Does the author use diagram or images to back his judgment or what he claims? Something like this. And the structure of the sentences, simple written or very hard, and many things more. That's why visual evidence, I think, is important. Some publisher, because of copyright and funny things, they don't allow it. But I think it is also good for the author, because they want to sell their product. They didn't publish it for themselves. I don't know. Anyway, good for this publisher that allow me. First, the content of this page. The first chapter succeeds because it begins. It begins with the real experience of many front-end developers, a broken page and a red browser console message. The book separates different failure clues instead of treating all errors as the same. Syntax error usually asks, what did the parser fail to understand? Type error asks, what value did I actually have at runtime? A reference error often asks, was this name available at this moment? The strength is that the reader gains confidence quickly. The shortcoming is that the examples are intentionally small. So teams working in large frameworks will still need to transfer the method to more complex code base. Visual evidence, page 21 on the PDF. The syntax error example highlights the suspected code line and explains how to check brackets, commas, clones, and semicolons. Strength. The page teaches a concrete reading strategy instead of simply saying fix the syntax. Shortcoming, it is still a simple example. Viewer value. Viewers learn that the exact error text and highlighted line are starting evidence, not decoration. This section is valuable because it moves debugging from reaction to design. A fail-fast system refuses to continue when the next step might corrupt data or mislead the user. A fault-tolerant system keeps a larger workflow available when a smaller part fails. The book is strongest when it shows that through catch and logs are not random programming features. They are design choices about what should stop, what should recover, and what evidence should remain. The shortcoming is that system reliability is much broader than this short chapter. As I told, the book is 145 pages. It cannot explain everything to the depth. It is very logical. Okay. Visual evidence, page 29 on PDF. The chapter introduces through and catch, through invalid input, and control exception handling. Strength, the concept is grounded in clear code. Shortcoming, the examples are small and don't cover larger architectural boundaries. Viewer value. Viewers see that good errors can be intentionally designed, not only discovered. Chapter 3 and 4 are the book's strongest reminder that debugging is not only a technical act. A bug also has severity, reach, cost, and product consequence. The book explains that a minor visual defect, a broken chat, a blocked critical flow, and data corruption should not be handled with the same urgency. It then shifts to root cause thinking. Reproduce the problem, collect evidence, form hypotheses, and test them. This is a valuable professional mindset. The limitation is that methods like RICE and 5 ways need team discipline. Reading the chapter is not enough unless the team changes how it reports and investigates bugs. Visual evidence, page 43 on PDF. Bug severity is explained through a video call example. Minor defects, major broken functionality, critical blocked flows, and blocker level data loss. Strength, the severity ladder is concrete and user-centered. But cautious, real products may have more nuanced severity policies. Viewer value. This page helps viewers understand why not every bug deserves the same priority. The book's prevention chapter is important because it refuses to separate debugging from everyday engineering quality. Clean code reduces cognitive load, static analysis catches simple mistakes early, and tests move bug discovery left before users are affected. The chapter is especially useful because it also discusses release discipline, feature gates, internal testing, beta testing, canary releases, and gradual rollout. The strength is practical prevention. The shortcoming is that this chapter compresses many large subjects: testing strategy, release management, code quality, and team culture into short space, so it gives direction more than depth. It is 150 pages, less than. So it is clear. Visual evidence, page 65. The chapter opens with prevention, arguing that the best bug is the one that never existed. Strength, the message is simple and valuable. Shortcoming, prevention is easier to describe than to institutionalize. Actually, viewer value. Viewers see why debugging should begin before production incidents. This is the most hands-on technical center of the book. The reader is encouraged to define what fixed means before changing code, then use dev tools to observe real runtime state instead of guessing from static code. Breakpoints reveal call stacks and variables. Source maps connect production-like JavaScript back to readable source. The network panel exposes request initiators, timings, and blocked resources. The asynchronous chapter is useful because many modern front-end bugs are not simple line-by-line errors. The shortcoming is that the book is strongest in Chrome DevTools. Team using different tooling may need to translate the workflow. Actually, I never used the other than Chrome. Actually, it is very user friendly, and I have worked in many companies, and never I see other browser to use for debugging and so on. I think it is also obvious that many companies use the same. There are maybe some exceptions. Some company uses, for example, Firefox, but I haven't seen. Visual evidence, page 100. The breakpoint section explains line of code breakpoints and shows the call stack after starting the example game. Strength, it demonstrates active runtime inspection. Shortcoming, the example is still controlled and small. Viewer value, viewers learn why pausing execution can be more powerful than starting at code. The final chapter gives the book its professional ending. Local debugging is not enough. Real users encounter failures on real devices, networks, browsers, and releases. So the application must report useful evidence back to the team. Sentry, source maps, structured logs, and performance traces become part of the debugging system. My final judgment is positive for front-end and full-stack developers who want faster, calmer fixes in browser TypeScript applications. The book is concise, practical, and confidence building. Its limitations are scope and depth. It is not a full observability textbook, and it leans on specific tools, but for its intended audience, it offers a clear path from red console errors to production debuggability. Okay, I hope it was informative, help you to for your decision of the book resonate your need. If you have suggestion, feedback, leave comment in my YouTube channel. It helps me to improve my quality for further books. If my effort is a value to you, I would appreciate your like, comment, subscribe. It helps our community to grow faster. As I promised, if you are in my YouTube channel, under description, click on the lengthy path goes directly to the corresponding book in my website. My website, you have not only video, you have audio, transcript, and summary not of the book, summary of my book inside, metadata of the book, and many things more. Register, it is free of charge, no money, nothing. 2 minutes and you are registered. And if you go to the book and you see the main page, please watch the first video in the help. It helps you to orient yourself, and the rest you can play and find out. It has much more possibility than YouTube, like categories, like subcategories, and to filter. Now it's not much book, but in future are many books, and it would get complicated to find something, but not in my website, because it is now in different books. Present I have books in German and English. In future, maybe my mother tongue language, Farsi, and many things more. That's why it gets messy if you use YouTube. It's hard to find, orient, but here you can manage everything perfectly. Thank you for time watching. Until next book. By the way, I've also developed with Next.js and also with TypeScript. Interesting. And also many things that I've explained you, I've also experienced myself. But it's not my first language. Okay, have a nice day. Until next book inside. Bye bye.